Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship. Warning, censorship.
Well, we don't have a full-time reporter in the city of Montreal yet, but if you've been to rebelnews.com/careers, you'll know that's one place we want to hire. There's simply so much news going on in La Belle Province, both in English and French. We're looking for a bilingual reporter to cover the news, to speak and read in French, and then to report back to us in English. A lot of interesting things about Quebec. They have the most brutal lockdown in all of Canada. Now, for people in Toronto, they say that's impossible. What could be more brutal than here? Well, they actually have a curfew every night, treating innocent people like guilty people, treating adults like children. Now, in this curfew, there are certain exempt people. And amongst them, if you can believe it, are journalists. Well, like I say, we don't have a full-time reporter in Montreal, but we do have a full-time staffer in Montreal. His name is Yankee Pollock, and he does our social media. But because he's out there with his cell phone, we ask him to go out and about at night to document what it's like in the curfew. He did so last night, and he got a $1,550 ticket. Yankee joins us now via Skype from Montreal, the most locked down city in North America. Yankee, how you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Now, I like your style. You go out on the street just to document with a camera what's going on, and it really feels like a scene out of wartime or something. Police prowling through neighborhoods with their flashers on. Sometimes they're sirens, sometimes not. If someone's out walking their dog, they're called over and shown to prove how far they are from their house. Like, it really is a police state approach. You've gone out quite a lot, and you have a signed letter from us confirming your media. That has worked on, I think, 5 occasions, but it didn't work last night, did it?
Well, no, last night I got pulled over 3 times, actually. In total, I've been pulled over 5 times. And the 3rd time is a charm. And the officer asked me if I think me being out is essential. And I was like, yeah, media is essential. He didn't buy it. And he just called his buddy over from a different car. And the guy came and gave me a ticket.
Yeah, in fact, I watched the tape. You had the presence of mind to film the interaction, and I'm always glad you did. I would encourage every viewer, if you're having an interaction related to the lockdown, film it, because people often won't believe you. One of the things in the tape is that they grill you a bit on who Rebel News is. Oh, they're just online. Well, so is La Presse, by the way. I don't even think they have a print edition. It's like the officers themselves thought they would sit in judgment of what media is or isn't essential. We've got a clip from you that's a few minutes long. I'd like to play it. It goes for a couple minutes, but it shows the interaction and how whimsical it is, and that really freedom of the press, any freedom, that's long gone now. Let's play a bit, and we'll come back to you, Yankee, after we show what happened to you last night.
Thank you guys.
Okay. Why are you in the streets at this
Because I'm media.
Okay.
You want to see my media press credentials again? I'll give it to you. Here are my press credentials, my notes.
Okay, and what's the
Rebel News. I've been pulled over like 3 times tonight.
Rebel News?
Yeah.
What's that?
It's a news agency based out of Toronto.
Okay.
And we're filming
You're filming what?
the curfew. And you pulling people over, people out, just whatever's happening. It's like the 3rd time you guys pull me tonight, so.
Okay. You have a piece of ID?
Yeah. Nem d'enfant.
And what's Rebel News?
Rebel News is an online media organization. So it's on the YouTube and
Oh, it's
a
a
website.
YouTube chain?
Well, it has 1.4 million subscribers. It has a news site. It's an online new media.
Okay.
Has 30 employees, give or take.
And who's Levant Ezra?
Ezra, that's the big boss.
Okay.
He's the the CEO.
But that says you're allowed to go, let's say, from your place.
I live
or-
here.
Yeah.
No, it's, well, first two things. One, I spoke to the media relations officer from the SPVM.
Yeah.
I have an email. He said I could have, or he or she, I don't remember. The email said that I could have or the paper or my media cards. That's enough. If you want, you could find that. But I've been pulled 5 times in total. You're the third tonight. I've been let go every time. If you want, maybe you could see in the computer my name. I don't know if that's the case.
So this is essential tonight to be outside.
Yes.
Yes.
It's essential to record.
Essential.
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm media. Media is essential.
Okay. Okay, wait there.
Yeah, I will. Oh, he's coming. Yes, sir. I got a fine? Okay, no problem.
There you go. You got 30 days to contest it. if
I
you
will
want.
contest it. Thank you very
Have a good
much.
day, sir, and,
You
have
too.
a good one.
You gave a ticket for a person of the media, is that right?
Good luck with your YouTube channel.
Oh, I will fight this and I will win this. This is shameful. Thank you.
Good luck with your YouTube channel, Yankee. Well, I appreciate the good wishes. And we have had some good luck, 1.45 million subscribers, but I wouldn't ascribe it all to luck. I'd ascribe a lot of it to hard work from journalists like yourself. I want to praise you, Yankee, for not losing your cool, for not shouting or raising your voice, not swearing, not threatening. These are all natural human instincts that I feel arising within me. The scoffing of those reporters at freedom of the press is no laughing matter. They had a bit of a chuckle. Good luck with your YouTube channel. Thank you. I notice here, and we'll put it on the screen, that over a month ago you wrote to the media liaison officer of the of the Montreal Police, Annabelle Preto, who wrote back to you confirming that media were essential and just to simply have a letter from your employer on hand, which you did and which you showed them. So these police are either A, uninformed about the lockdown rules, which is quite likely, or B, they just don't care and they enjoy punishing people who defy them, that they're really getting off on a power trip. I don't know which is the case, but I would agree with your final statement there. You will win this. Obviously, we will defend you, and we'll defend anyone in Montreal who gets a similar ticket, Yankee.
It was a long night. I was not planning on being out that long, but the cops were busy. They detained people, they gave tickets to people, and I had a busy night, so I stayed out. And I have interactions with, I was pulled over 3 times last night. The first 2 times I did not get a ticket. I was let go. One time the cops were a bit rowdy, harassing me, but in the end they let me go. They were not physically pushing, but like telling me to move and be out of their way and stay back 6 feet while they were walking towards me. But, you know, I had a bit of that. But the third set of cops, I guess, they decided that media is not essential and they just fined me, which is fine. I'll fight it.
Yeah, we will. And I just
fight
want to remind our viewers that we have the main site called fightthefines.com, which that site has been quite popular over the last year. We've now made 100 videos about different clients. We've had over 500 people reach out to ask for help. But, and I haven't talked about this a lot, but we have a French language version really focused on the lockdown in Quebec and the curfew. And that's at a website, and my accent's terrible, I apologize, contesterlescontreventions.com, which is a fancy way of saying, you know, contest the contraventions.com, fight the fines, fight the tickets.com. And we have retained a law firm in Quebec that you will be helped by. Yankee obviously will help you, will help even people who don't work for Rebel News. They will take the first 1,000 cases that present to them. And I know that those cops are issuing tickets. I think they're doing it for the money. Like they find you $1,550. And I think most people would just pay it rather than fight. And I think they do it for the power trip. They enjoy being kings of all they survey. They wouldn't have gotten away with this a year ago, but they're really loving the power.
Yeah, I believe they love the power, and maybe their bosses want them to give more tickets to pay back a lot of the lost revenues and taxes and CERB, and not sure what exactly, but they're having a lot of fun being on a power trip, that's for sure, and it can't continue. I'm planning on still going out. Saturday night I'll be out, and if they want to find me, they can find me. I will continue going out.
Well,
media is essential.
yeah. Well, I mean, and
Yeah.
even your own experience is essential to see it. Now, you'd said one thing earlier, and I want to check to make sure you didn't misspeak. You said that when you were out last night, you saw a lot of tickets, but you also used the word detain. You said that the police detained people. That means they physically stopped them from moving on. Detain isn't quite an arrest. It's sort of temporarily stopping you from going. You can insist on being released or demanding to know if you will be arrested. It's sort of a murky area, but it has a meaning. Can you tell me what you mean when you say people were detained?
Well, at least one person yesterday, and he decided to run and try to avoid getting a ticket, which I think is not the smart thing to do. The cops ran after him, caught him. I spoke with them once they released him. I think it took about an hour and a half till they released him. They gave him a $15.50 fine and a notice to appear for evading the police or something like that. So they let him go after a while. I just, if the cops stop me, I give them my ID, give them my information. If you want to give me a ticket, give me a ticket. I don't try to evade them or anything. I won't just anyone do that.
$1,550 is such a shockingly large number. I'm familiar with some of the fines across Canada. In some places, it's typically $880. In the Toronto area, I know in Calgary, it's often $1,000 or $1,200. $1,550 sounds extremely high. And for an ordinary person, that in Montreal, where rents are cheaper than in Toronto or Vancouver, $1,550 is likely more than an ordinary person pays in rent, or it's certainly what an entire family might pay in rent. That is groceries and gas money for a whole month for a family. That is a huge amount of money for simply being out. I don't blame, I understand what you're saying. It's not wise, it's never wise to run from police or to resist arrest. That only ends one way. And frankly, if they didn't physically beat the guy, frankly, he's a little bit lucky because, they would have chased him for sport. But a $1,550 fine, I can understand why someone would run, because that's going to devastate a family.
No, I definitely understand why people run, because nobody wants to get a $1,500 fine, but I think it's cheaper to just pay a fine than running, getting a court date after that.
Right, but of course we're not gonna run, and we're not gonna pay. We are going to have one of the great lawyers that we've retained in Montreal fight for you, and we would do that for you because you're a rebel who was out there in the course of your journalism. I think it's going to be a slam dunk. I don't even think they're going to prosecute. I think any prosecutor is going to look at that, and frankly, they should write you an apology letter. But even if you weren't a Rebel News employee, we would offer you the legal defense of that firm. Yankee, don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep your sense of calm and politeness. That's a very important asset when dealing with antagonists with guns. You want to stay calm and polite, and I think you did the right thing there. Don't run, and film everything, which you did. So I'm sorry you went through that last night, but on the other hand, it's actually why you went out last night, to document what's going on. So from that measure, it was a success.
Yeah, it was a successful night, I think. I filmed a lot of police interaction. The police was out and about, and so was I, as I told the cops. As long as you're out, I'll be out and document it. And they didn't like that.
Yeah. Well, we do like that, because there is no pandemic exception in the Charter of Rights. There is no public health, push this, in case of pandemic, push this button and you don't have to follow the law. You do. And in fact, as we showed on screen, Annabelle Preto of the SPVM police force confirmed that to you. I think it's those cops that need a course correction, not you. Yankee Pollock, thanks. Great to see you. Thanks for your work. Good luck in continuing it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, there you have it. Yankee Pollock representing Rebel News on the streets of Montreal. That's an excerpt from my daily show, the Ezra Levant Show. Every day I do a monologue on the news of the day, then I interview an interesting guest, and then I read my hate mail. You gotta subscribe. Go to rebelnews.com.